G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And check it out, it's Erl the Accord.
This car was the longest ownership experience I ever had. For a little over 2 years it was my only car and became the hero of the Kiwi Car Life YouTube channel, taking me from just 3,000 subscribers to a little over 10,000. When I bought it, it was a one owner, full service history, completely stock 2006 Accord Euro S, which I in turn modified into the perfect car for me. Lowering springs, wheels, tune, exhaust, headers, Type R gear ratios, lip kit, intake and brake pads all found their way into this car, creating an Accord like no other. With the keys in my hands, it saw a total of 30,000 kilometres of New Zealand roads, 3 track days, multiple Accord trips, night drives, church camps and more. I did absolutely everything in this car, which made it very iconic among friends and relatives down here, but also among you guys, of course. In August 2022, as the content was really running thin, I decided to finally upgrade to a Lexus ISF, and Erl the Accord was taken up to Auckland to be in the hands of a father and son combo. And then, right after I thought I'd never own another Accord, I bought this, a repossessed Accord Euro R, which I've since restored to its former glory. I compared my Euro S to a number of Euro Rs in the past, but today we're going to reverse the roles and see how my Euro R compares with my old Accord Euro S.
Naturally, with my new Accord here being an Accord Euro R, it has a red top K20A, a 2 litre naturally aspirated VTEC inline 4. Makes 162 kilowatt and 206 newton meters of torque going to the front wheels through a 6-speed manual transmission and a limited slip differential. My old Accord over here, Erl the Accord, with it being New Zealand new, has a K24A3, and from factory these only make around about 140 kilowatt but more torque, 223 newton meters. However, I did quite a few modifications to this car, and when I put it on the dyno it was making 150 wheel kilowatt and 242 wheel newton meters. Naturally, as I mentioned, it's paired up with a 6-speed manual transmission with shorter Type R ratios and is of course front wheel drive. Both of these cars are facelift models, they're both from 2006. So they are in many ways really similar, except this one is a modified K24 and this one is a stock K20A. Oh, the comfort! It knows no bounds. The seats in these New Zealand new Accords are so much better than the Recaros in my opinion. The steering wheel on these New Zealand new ones, I love the way that it looks, and with all of the buttons on it, it gives you a whole lot of useful features like an ability to adjust the volume and cruise control, my favourite feature in a car, which annoyingly my Euro R doesn't have. The gauges have an identical layout because both of these are facelift models, but of course with this being New Zealand new, the speedo goes right to 260 and the tach only goes to 8, whereas in the Euro R it goes to 9 and 180 respectively. And I much prefer the center console without all the pointless screen and relegating all of the fuel consumption information, which is the only thing I really use the screen for, down into the gauges. Is just a much better way of doing things. Other than that, the interiors are relatively similar. The space in the back seat and boot is basically the same. They just have different steering wheels, different seats, and a different center console layout and some slightly different trims and fabrics here and there, but overall both are very nice places to sit. Oh, it is good to be back. Oh, I remember the days driving this thing, man. And it's so different to the Euro R. Okay, yeah, wow, the throttle is like way different, because it's electronic, but it's still, oh yeah, way more torque, Oh, I missed this, man. Dang, it's actually really grunty, far out. And just the comfort. The exhaust, when you're on it, makes an almighty racket. But when you're just cruising, and this was my favourite part about this car, was when you're just cruising, you can't even hear it. And the transmission on this feels a lot more like free-flowing. It's not quite as gritty as the Euro R, I suppose. This one just seems to roll through the gears a lot smoother. Motorway on-ramp. Oh man, I've been down a fair few of these in old Erl the Accord. Let's bring back some memories. Oh yes! Oh, it's so much fun. Oh, bro, oh, this thing is quick, way quicker than my Euro R, man. Oh, here he comes. Euro R, look at him go. Oh yes. Oh, it is quick, man. It is fast. Relentless power. I don't know what it was about this particular car. I've driven a few other modified CL9s, and for some reason this one just feels so grunty compared to lots of other ones that I've driven with very, very similar mods. Oh, it's so good to be back in this thing, man. What a machine it was. These Pilot Sport 5s have really made a difference, eh? Just the front end traction, look at that. Amazingly good. What a fun car this is, man. Oh yeah. Ah, Erl the Accord. You absolute beauty, mate. Well, there we go. It's been awesome to reconnect with Erl the Accord again. Above all else, I'm just glad that it's gone to a good home. And the guy who has it now, he's keeping it in great shape. He's enjoying it, he's taking it on track, he's doing all the things that I did with it, and he's making videos as well that are going to come out in the coming weeks, I'm told. And that's all I care about. The fact that it's gone to a great home just makes me happy. And even though I still maintain that my CL9, because I modified it perfectly for what I look for in a car, it is just that little bit better. More torque, so more usable, slightly better ride quality, a more, I suppose, unique look on the outside with the lip kit and the wheels and so on, rather than this, which is just stock. More comfortable seats, cruise control, all those little things add up, where even though it's not quite as raw as this, and maybe doesn't sound quite as zingy because it is a K24, I still prefer my CL9 to this car. However, like I said, I did all I wanted to do with it. I'm happy that it's gone to a good home, and now I get to enjoy one of Honda's greatest out-of-the-box creations, the CL7 Euro R, a limited slip diff, man. It is worth it. This thing, is a masterful car to drive, and I'm loving it. It is so good. So there we go. The sun's going down and I've got 3 hours worth of driving left to do. Thanks for watching this episode of Kiwi Car Life. I hope you enjoyed it. So I know I certainly have. This has been a great trip. And I'll look forward to seeing you again next time.